Hello, I'm coming to you from my kitchen for this video because, well, I'm not going to cook anything right now, but I do want to talk about this. This is my latest obsession, the Whole Smith's Good Food Cookbook. I bought this on the recommendation of a couple of girlfriends of mine from my gym. I had just gotten done doing my first round of Whole30, and one of my friends made me some cookies from this book to kind of celebrate the fact that I did the whole 30 days and didn't kill anybody. And she was talking about this cookbook and how it was great recipes and a lot of Whole30 inspired meals. So when I was at the bookstore last, I picked one up for myself and I loved it. You know, a lot of cookbooks can do a great job of telling a good story and taking some pretty pictures, but a lot of them that I've bought don't back it up with like actually good food. But this one does not disappoint. As you can tell, I've been cooking through it and I have like page marks because I wanted to cook through a bunch of recipes before I did a review on it, just to be authentic and say, here's what I like, here's what I didn't like. Just about everything I've made from here has been great. Really, really good. There are a couple misses, some my own fault, and some just kind of the makeup of the recipe and stuff, but there's some really, really good recipes in here. I highly recommend this cookbook if you are thinking of doing a Whole30 or even coming off of a Whole30 and wondering how you can kind of incorporate that lifestyle into something you can maintain for a long time and eat that way without following such strict guidelines like Whole30 is. I loved the Whole30 program, but I'm glad there was a 30 on it because I like wine and I like cookies and I like pasta. But I'm pretty good at moderating myself, so if I do that in moderation, then it's okay. So I want to take you through a couple of the recipes that I really, really liked in here and the ones that I struck out on. The first is this sweet potato hash. I will show you a nice picture of it right now too. So you can always tell, I don't know if I can get this on the camera really good, but like that's a sign of a good cookbook when it's messy, because I was cooking. The sweet potato hash was great, and one of the things that I love to do now, something I kind of picked up doing Whole30 is having dinner leftovers for breakfast, and that sweet potato hash was really good like the next day and stuff. We did a breakfast for dinner one night and I made that. It was great. Another one is this blackberry and peach oatmeal bake. I didn't have blackberries, so I just subbed in blueberries, and I made this on the first day of school as kind of a special breakfast for everybody, and it kept really well. It would be a great recipe to do like on a Sunday and then just keep it in the fridge for the week because it was really good. The mini Hasselback potatoes were really good. I have a secret to cutting Hasselback potatoes without cutting yourself or cutting through the potato all the way, and I shared it on my Insta stories. I wonder if it's a highlight. It might still be there as a highlight. If not, I will make a new video and I will post it on my channel of my secret of how to cut Hasselback potatoes, because they're really good if you can get it down to a science. Because the first time I made them, I cut like all the way through them, and I ended up making just roasted potatoes. Okay, back to the recipes. This pork loin with caramelized onions and applesauce. I'm not a huge pork fan at all. Like bacon, sure, carnitas, sure, but like a pork loin, not my deal. But this picture is amazing, and I'm kind of obsessed with caramelized onions right now, so You know, I think you could put caramelized onions on a turd and I'd probably eat it right now. Not really, but maybe. Okay, so here's my first mess that I did. And it's this caramelized, not caramelized. See, I can't stop thinking about caramelized onions. California and pancetta risotto. I love risotto. I am entirely too lazy to make it. I do not want to sit and stir and stir and stir and stir and stir. So I never eat it. Maybe if we go out for a nice restaurant, maybe. But even then, like, there's so many other pasta options. If we go to an Italian restaurant, why would I get risotto? So I was excited to try this one. And it wasn't that great. And it also used pretty much every appliance in my kitchen. I had to use the blender, I had to use a food processor, I had to use a steamer. So I had the stove going. It was a mess. And when you do Whole30, or even if you just like clean eating, I feel like you're doing dishes a lot because you're making breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you're cooking a lot, so you have a lot of dishes. I had dishes everywhere, and my husband came home from work. The kitchen was a disaster. Yeah, it wasn't, and maybe that tainted the taste for it, but it was okay. There was another one that I made in here that I think I want to try again. I don't think I'd try that risotto again, but I can't seem to find it now. It was like a chicken Alfredo with spaghetti squash. It tasted okay. I probably needed to add a little bit more liquid to the sauce because it wasn't as like creamy and runny as I would have liked it to be. That one I'd do again, the risotto. Tried it, not for me. But I love the concept using cauliflower instead of the pasta. The other one that was kind of a miss for me, and this is probably more user error than the recipe, because I've had these cookies. This is what my girlfriend made for me, and they're amazing. When I made them, not so much. But it was because I used almond meal instead of almond flour, and it just left the consistency, I don't want to say brick-like because you could still chew into it, but it was really dense. My kids loved them, and I brought them to our Bible study potluck, and the ladies loved them. So I'm maybe a harsher critic of baking because I love to bake so much, but I will make those again. I have purchased almond flour, so I'll be using that instead of the almond meal. And the last one, and I'm actually going to make these this afternoon, but I just want to show you this picture. I mean, how great do those cookies look? So they're chocolate chip and sea salt cookies, but they're made grain-free. So I'm excited to try those. There's a lot of great desserts and drinks in here. I love her approach to this book. I love her honesty, and I really think that it's a great cookbook if you are looking for some fresh ideas to clean eat. So I will post links to everything here, and you can go on to Nuggetlands and check out my Whole30 posts. I have some essentials that are linked that I think that everybody needs if you're going to do Whole30, and like my week 1 recap and that type of stuff. So there's a meal plan on there if you're looking for resources, and I will see you on the next video.